But neither of us can do anything except cheering on Old Stone on the sidelines as he works tirelessly. The crystal at his feet cracked. Old Stone landed steadily and handsomely. But I was unprepared and accidentally hit his butt again. Old Stone's butt, which had already been stung by soldier ants, was further exacerbated. I curiously looked around at my surroundings. The space here is very large, and there are many flags with unknown meanings. But the patterns on the flags feel familiar to me, I just can't recall them for a moment. Suddenly, Old Stone called out to me. He found water. The three of us, who were already extremely thirsty, went straight to show off. I originally thought I was being too much. Old Stone just plunged his head into the water. As I was drinking, I could feel a very strong soul power in the water. It turns out this is a spiritual pool. No wonder the ants here are so big. 3 people happily prepare to take a bath, while in the dark above, the messenger from the Divine Empire is squatting here, watching everything. He earnestly takes notes. This Chu Skylight is only focused on escaping, and did not use any special moves, lacking the characteristics of a chosen child of the gods. Just as he decided to observe a little longer, suddenly a monster in black appeared behind him. I am just an old farmer. I just want to peacefully cultivate the land with all my heart. But I always end up being watched by others. At this moment, Old Stone and I are enjoying a cozy soak in the spiritual pool. The spiritual pool is really amazing. The swellings where I got stung have gone down, Old Stone's face has regained its fairness, and even our buttocks are feeling better. We are full of heroic spirit now. The head of that good brother as well. Okay. Completely unchanged. He is holding his head in pain. It's over. Soaking in the spiritual pool is useless. I'm going to be a gourd head for the rest of my life. I quickly comforted him, saying, Don't cry, don't cry. You might recover if you soak a little longer. Stone Chuwu asked with clasped hands. The situation was urgent just now. I haven't asked for your honorable surname and given name? He said his name is Goda. Our expressions at that moment were. Goda told us that before meeting you, he actually encountered another classmate who said there was food in the cave. As a result, I got stuck and no one came to rescue me. Suddenly, a claw came towards us from behind. At this moment, my intuition told me that there was danger. I turned around and threw a punch. When I saw who it was clearly, I was stunned. This is it a wolf? That monster's strength is very strong. I can't withstand its punch at all, and I'm knocked flying. Old Stone and Goda shouted worriedly for me to get down, but the next second, he was kicked in the face by that monster. I saw Old Stone get hurt. I no longer hide the war god arm directly. I launch a fierce attack on that monster, and it was only blocked by his cloak. He seized the opportunity and instantly moved behind me. He kicked me directly in the face. This person's strength is far above mine. I can't confront him directly. I need to escape quickly. I took out the smoke bomb from the ring. I threw them all directly into the water. Okay, my brothers, we got caught even though we were naked. I asked Brother Wolf, can't you let us put on some pants? He hugged his arms and said, A few little thieves dare to set conditions with me? Just as I was about to retort Jiyoshi, he stared at my crotch on the side, using his claws to draw and smacking his lips, which made me so embarrassed and angry that I screamed, You perverted little fox cub! What the heck are you looking at? At this moment, Big Brother Wolf threw down another person, who had already been knocked unconscious by the fierce Big Brother Wolf. Goda saw this and exclaimed excitedly, It's him! The student who lied to me before! It looks like this person is the one who kicked Old Stone down. Jiyoshi demanded the old man to explain to me that Chu Skylight and this person are not associates. I am quite familiar with him, which confuses me. Could it be someone from the seductive Fox clan? He remains cautious. He said, Familiar faces may hide unfamiliar intentions. Who knows what he's up to? Then he asked about how did I acquire the Celestial Flight Manual? This leads back to why I was caught before. Didn't you throw a smoke bomb and prepare to escape before? When I was fully using the Celestial Flight Manual. There is a little fox in the distance, who feels that his soul power has been sucked away again. She turned around and sure enough, saw Chu Skylight pointing and cursing. But how could I recognize who this little kid is? Not until she put on sunglasses and used international gestures. Isn't this guy little Jiyoshi? The big brother wolf behind has already rushed over. He kicked the three of us into the rock pile with one kick. He stepped on me and asked me if the Celestial Flight Manual is the ancestral secret cultivation method of the seductive fox royal family. Where did you learn it from? At this point, I can only use my ultimate move. I say this very sincerely. Actually, I am an orphan, wandering and drifting since I was young. It's quite miserable. Just when I was about to starve to death, a woman with a scar on her left face appeared. She said, "Child, I see that you have extraordinary bones. You are a rare martial arts genius. I have a secret technique here, and the task of passing it on is now entrusted to you." I learned it this way. Big Brother Wolf is already furious. It seems like he feels his intelligence has been insulted, and he is trembling all over. He directly threw a few of us into the iron cage. Have you ever seen such an outrageous thing? 3 good brothers were caught naked. Big Brother Wolf asked me where I learned the cultivation method. I definitely can't say that I got it from you. I can only say that at that time, there was a female hero who, upon seeing my extraordinary talent, taught me this cultivation method. Who knew he was also very clever. He simply didn't believe it. He directly locked the 3 of us in a cage. He said with a stern face, "Lock us up until you tell me the truth, Jiyoshi." Although she was very anxious, she still spoke kindly to me, "Uncle. It's not necessary, Chu Skylight, he is." But she was interrupted by the violent temper of Brother Wolf. "If it weren't for your sake, I would have slaughtered them long ago. Can a little favor really buy you off? Have you forgotten the deep hatred between us and the human race?" Then he picked up Jiyoshi and was about to leave. I shouted desperately from behind, "My child!" I really admire him. This Brother Wolf seems to also belong to the seductive fox clan, but he is a stubborn old guy. Suddenly, the brother system appeared and said that I triggered an upgrade mission, escape from disaster. I was so angry that I cursed you, you useless person. Now you show up. Where were you when it was so dangerous just now? Brother system told me not to panic. He was investigating the culprit earlier. This person also has a fake system on him, using something to conceal his presence, so it couldn't detect it at first. I was so angry that I gave him a big slap. No wonder 3,500 installed a temporary locator on me at the time. That bastard has been sending people to track me. When I was feeling around his body to see what he had, I found a book. After opening it, it was all a bunch of random symbols, although we can't understand them. But Brother System is well read, and has just learned how to decipher codes. After his translation, I found out that it's a diary. It's written haphazardly about his daily life. He wants to investigate my cultivation level. He also mentioned being suspicious that I am a chosen son of the gods. I am indeed being watched. And I am discussing with Brother System that the organization of the fake system seems unusually large. What should we do? He suddenly opened his eyes. We 3 greeted him with a smile. He was scared when he saw so many naked men. I reassured him and introduced myself as Chu Skylight and him as Goda. His mind might be a bit scrambled right now and not functioning well. Then Stonjwawu bowed and saluted, saying, "I am Lighting Sword Stonjwawu. May I ask for your honorable name, sir?" Do you panic when you wake up and see 3 naked men in front of you? The messenger of the Divine Empire installed a positioning device for me. He also sent a person pretending to be from the system to track me. We were locked up together by Jiyoshi's very powerful uncle. Let's take the initiative to greet him first. However, when he saw 3 big naked men in front of him, he was scared and sweating profusely. Besides, one of them had a head shaped like a gourd. He nervously said, "My name is Chu Skylight. May I ask where this is?" I pretended not to know he was the culprit and said, "This is a dungeon. We were attacked by a monster while taking a bath, and then we were captured. From the spaceship incident to being imprisoned, it's really one disaster after another." Then I patted his shoulder and said, "Brother Hu, we are planning how to escape. Come escape with us." Many years ago, in this underground cave, there was a young male seductive fox. His name is Uterinar. He stared blankly at this place. At this moment, the elder seductive fox stroked his head. "Let him live well in this safe shelter. They all have to leave. Those human race are still killing their own people. They need to go out and fight." They instructed Uterinar to protect this place well. They will be back soon. But when Little Fox transformed into the current Big Fox, they still did not wait for their return. He has been holding on to his mission, guarding this sanctuary. Jiyoshi was making a fuss in her arms. "Uncle, they are not really bad people. Just let them go." Jiyoshi was thrown to the ground. "Let them go. It will be exposed here. Seductive Fox's last survival space will disappear. Do you want to experience a life of ups and downs again?" His sharp words left Jiyoshi speechless, but he believes Chu Skylight, who is feeling wronged, won't reveal it. This statement further angered Uterinar seductive fox, leading to this situation all because of trusting the human race. We were slaughtered and exterminated by them, becoming the righteous executioners in the eyes of the human race. With such deep-seated enmity, why do you still believe in them? When the human race was still friends with the seductive fox clan, the human race envied the talent and growth speed of the seductive fox clan, so some ancient families of the human race planned a huge deception. Under the conspiracy and deception, that disaster will decimate the seductive fox clan to the brink of extinction. The surviving seductive fox clan. They also carry the infamous reputation of being cunning and deceitful for hundreds of years. They have also become scapegoats everyone wants to eliminate. Uterinar is one of the lucky surviving seductive foxes who harbors an extremely strong resentment towards the human race. Jiyoshi was harshly reprimanded by him just because she spoke well of me. He might also feel that he was a bit too severe. He changed the topic and said, "Stop talking to me about those few people. Seductive Fox is known for its agility, but you were actually chased by a pig before, which is really pathetic. Next, I will pass on the unique skills of our clan to you." Then he asked, "Jiyoshi, do you know the meaning of your name?" Jiyoshi has never heard any other interpretations of her name, so she asked in confusion. Uterinar's face darkened. Indeed, it was not just skills. After centuries of constant running for their lives, our language and culture have been lost. The meaning of the name Jiyoshi in the seductive fox language is Dawnbearer. Remember it well? And on Thunderlight Island, a large group of infinite students are engaging in a carpet-style search. After a while, Lu Ming received a report, Vice Dean. There are no other students' traces on Thunderlight Island. At this moment, the princess and Water Xiaoling also ran over to ask Teacher Lu, "Are there any traces of Shifu in them?" Lu Ming knew that the princess was anxious. He comforted her by saying they haven't found any clues yet. "Why don't you go back and rest for a while?" But the princess was very stubborn and said, "No, I won't go back until I find Shifu." Meanwhile, Water Xiaoling was thinking deeply and asked, "Teacher Lu, have you searched underground?" Everyone can see that under the leadership of Deputy Instructor at Love Farm near Demon Stronghold, the construction results are quite impressive. Our 3 brain-dead brothers and a spy have been busy as well, constantly digging an underground escape route. "Dig on, I'll just lie on the ground. I really can't dig anymore." This made Chu Skylight really angry. "Why are you lying down again? Pay attention, the one digging out the residual shadows behind you is Stone Zhuowu." I'm sorry to say that I consumed too much energy fighting with the old monster earlier, brother Hu. I can only rely on you next. Old Stone is tired too. Sit down and rest with me. Hu Songlai is so stupid. This Chu Skylight is simply a useless person. He rests whenever he wants, and I've basically done all the digging along the way. However, these fools didn't suspect me. I can take this opportunity to get closer to them and test him out in the future. He never thought that this was all my plan. Free labor walking right into my trap. Watch me take advantage of you. Hu Songlai can't do anything with me, so I have to dig on my own. He really let him dig through. A beam of blue light appeared. He was overjoyed and widened the hole, sticking his head out. I finally dug it out. I cautiously followed and drilled out. I didn't realize I had accidentally caught Old Stone by the neck. When I saw the situation outside clearly, I was stunned directly. Above our heads is a spiraling staircase leading upwards, very long and very impressive. And at the very top, there is a blue object emitting light. It seems that we have stumbled upon quite an extraordinary place. Hu Songlai thought that the blue one was the exit. So he took the first step and started to climb the stairs ahead of the other three. Unlike them, I noticed a mysterious ruined old stone on the ground, and it called for me to follow them up. I let them go first, because the rune under my feet was very familiar. I had encountered it many times before. I asked my brother's system for the Crimson Grandma, which he gave me. I compared it. Indeed, it is the exact same rune. Here. It must be related to the Crimson Grandma. Caught in the scheming and intrigue among a few people, we dug through the dungeon and escaped. But we dug up something incredible. A staircase spiraling up to the sky, with mystical blue light at the top. Below, there is a rune that I have seen many times, which should be related to the Crimson Grandma clan. I crouched down on the ground and carefully studied it. I did not notice it. When I placed the stone given by Crimson Grandma on the ground, the rune of the formation seemed to have been activated by the stone. The figure that I once saw in the royal treasury appeared behind me again. Immediately, the entire space began to shake violently. Old Stone and the other two who were climbing the building were terrified, thinking it was an earthquake. They hurriedly increased their speed and ran towards the exit. I was only startled to realize that these formations were actually activated by the stones. A stone pillar emerged from the center of the formation. I don't know what it's for. Meanwhile, not far away on the other side, two figures, one chasing and one fleeing, were accompanied by intense explosive attacks. The figure is Joshi Uteranar, who is giving her special training. Suddenly, a purple rope encircled Joshi. She used all her strength, but still got her tail tied up. Her tail was injured, which made Joshi extremely furious. Uteranar stepped out, and he was just about to say that today's training would be doubled. The vibration transmitted to their side, Uteranar felt the source of the vibration. It's the core area of the underground palace. That is an extremely important place. He rushed over there immediately. He speculated that this kind of vibration should be caused by the mechanism being activated. Perhaps only the princess can activate the mechanism. He arrived at the center of the underground palace with doubts. He saw Chu Skylight trembling all over in the center of the formation. Joshi was the first to rush up to Chu Skylight. "What are you up to again? My hand is stuck to this pillar, and I can't remove it. It's also absorbing my soul power." When Uteranar walked over, he didn't pay any attention to these two troublemakers at all. Instead, he gazed blankly behind them. "Princess." "Your Highness, the princess." Lu Ming is using spiritual sense to investigate the whereabouts of the old farmer. After a while, Water Showling anxiously asked Teacher Lu if there were any findings. Lu Ming shook his head. He just scanned with his spiritual sense and didn't find their traces. They may not be on this island. Should we scan the underground of the surrounding islands as well? Suddenly the whole island experienced a violent shaking. The shaking over here at the ruins is still ongoing. I have been trapped by a pillar and cannot break free." And just as Old Stone was about to climb to the top, he almost jumped down to help me. Fortunately, he was stopped by Goda. I told him to quickly go check if that was the exit. "I am fine." Under Goda's strong pulling and dragging, the three of them arrived directly beneath that blue area. Husonglai reached out and tried it, and it really was an exit. Then he took the lead in crawling out. I saw them leaving, so I could finally relax. Jiyoshi tried hard to help me on the side. "You better take care of yourself first." "Who knows at this time?" Urinar shouted to me. "Princess!" This confusing behavior puzzled both of us. "Who are you calling your princess?" "I'm about to be drained. Can you save me first?" Urinar just recovered and stepped back to the wall, his claws pressing on something that looked like a switch. Then the vibration stopped, and I took my hand off. And then Urinar said, "You are not the princess, with such weak soul power that you can't even sustain the activation of the mechanism. How did you manage to do all this?" "Why do you, a member of the human race, have the aura of a princess? What kind of person are you?" Jiyoshi looked at him so excitedly, nervously stopping him. I turned to look at the stone of Crimson Grandma. The aura of His Royal Highness? Could it be that's how it is? After all this fuss, you are a subordinate of Crimson Grandma. That explains a lot. Actually, I am a helper sent by your princess to come to the rescue of the seductive fox tribe. 12 years ago, Dalyua Mountain was still covered in snow and ice. At that time, I was wearing a big green hat from northeast China. I ran wildly all the way. I angrily pushed the door open. "Crimson Grandma, where is my little Luhua flower? Did you eat it again?" Sure enough, Crimson Grandma was drinking again, drunkenly saying, "Luhua flower. Just a mountain chicken, and you even gave it a name." I stomped my foot in anger. These chickens are all intended for egg-laying, including little Luhua. You've already eaten 2 of them. Give me back my chicken and my eggs. Crimson Grandma started to act up. "Oh dear, little Skylight is actually picking on me all along. Unfortunately, the chicken is already eaten. Otherwise, I'll eat you too, allowing you to reunite with little Luhua." Heavenly Mystery was out for a walk when suddenly he heard a cry for help from Crimson Grandma's house. He pushed open the door and saw Crimson Grandma sucking on me. "Ah! You old hag, you are acting drunk again." I see the savior coming and rushed to throw myself into the embrace of Heavenly Mystery Grandpa. Crimson Grandma scolds with her mouth. "It was fun when we were young." The Heavenly Mystery Grandpa who I didn't dare to resist back then stands up for me and justice. "Humph! You harass children after drinking. What would your subordinates think if they saw you looking like this now?" The words made Crimson Grandma fall silent. I have no face to see them anymore. Urinar from there was a little shocked. "What? You said you were raised by a princess?" I took out the stone and said to him, "Yes, this stone was also given to me by her to rescue other seductive fox Urinars." Only then did he believe and asked me, "Where is the princess? Is she okay?" I remembered the forlorn expression on Crimson Grandma's face and made up an excuse, saying that she went missing a few years ago, feeling guilty towards all of you. Urinar's excitement also faded. It is indeed worthy of guilt. If she hadn't trusted the human race seductive fox, there wouldn't have been internal strife. But speaking of which, if she hadn't been shuttling back and forth between the demon race and human race, buying us time, we might not have been able to build this sanctuary. At this time, the barrier above suddenly started flickering. Someone is breaking the barrier. But from the looks of it, it doesn't seem to be Old Stone but rather the rescue team. The famous Infinite Academy. Are the students still living in the large dormitory rooms with straw mat beds? The 2 old farmers ran into Goda whose head was caught in a vice underground. There were also warriors from the seductive fox clan. After enduring a series of hardships, Old Stone and Goda managed to escape. Due to the vibration earlier, water showering, and the others had already gathered by the lake. After Stone Zhuowu went ashore, he quickly urged them to go and rescue Brother Chu. There is an underground palace at the bottom of the lake. He is right there. He went straight to the bottom of the lake, but this formation is so tricky that even for him, the vice dean, it's hard to handle. He couldn't help but be curious about the origins of all this, just as he was at a stalemate with the formation. Suddenly, two heads hoofed out. It was like they were kicked out by someone. The two rushed out of the lake at an extremely fast speed. Stone Zhuowu took a look and exclaimed, "Isn't that my brother Chu?" Lu Ming raised his hand and caught the two steadily. The worried princess and Old Stone ran over after a long time. I gave a tight rein to Old Farmer. Little Jiushi also pounced on Water Shielding's big breasts. When asked about the situation below, he said, "I don't know why the mechanism suddenly activated, causing the underground palace to collapse. We managed to escape at the last moment. The old monster is buried inside." Lu Ming also said, "This is a restricted area. All kinds of monsters could exist here. Luckily, you are all unharmed. Let's return to the school first and discuss further." After a few people agreed to come down, Chu Skylight and little Jiushi exchanged a glance, pretending to have no clue. Actually, after I revealed my identity at the bottom of the lake, Udaranayar gave little Jiushi a bell. This is a communicator of the seductive fox clan, and also a storage device. He told him, "You must leave quickly, and not arouse suspicion among outsiders." Then he instructed the old farmer, "You must keep that piece of stone safe. Since you are regarded by His Highness as the heir, show me what you are capable of. If you want to help the seductive fox, collect 10,000 high-quality soul crystals after you leave." This directly confused the old farmer. 10,000 yuan? Isn't that even longer than the number of episodes of Doraemon? The famous Infinite Academy. The students are actually staying in dormitories with bunk beds and grass mats. The training rooms are so old that they have mosaic patches all over. The princess and her friends almost dropped out on the spot. Udarane are asking Old Farmer for 10,000 pieces of premium soul crystals is not without reason. The formation left by the Crimson Grandma requires a large amount of soul power, and the soul power of the few of them is simply not enough. Therefore, they need to use soul crystals. Old Farmer is curious about the purpose of this formation. Udarane says that this formation can revive this island and the spaceship on its next journey. Old Farmer looked down at the island below and thought, "I never expected that the Crimson Grandma left behind such a grand mechanism." Immediately, he began to feel distressed. Even if he sold everything he had, he wouldn't be able to gather the 10,000 pieces of top-quality soul crystal. The long-unseen brother system popped up. "Don't worry, stones can be collected slowly. Congratulations on completing the survival mission. Martial Soul has been upgraded to Earth rank." Old Farmer and I are not happy at all. Asking brother system, "How did you manage to make the rewards for each mission so disappointing?" Brother system directly combs his hair. "Didn't I give you a tractor before? Then how do you think we should handle this kid?" Old Farmer smiled and greeted him, suggesting to keep him for now. If you eliminate him, it might alert the others. They could send another one like Husong Lai, smiling on the surface. Actually, in his heart, he thought, "This guy's smile is so disgusting." At this moment, the princess shouted, "Master, look! We have arrived at the main island of Infinite." The ancient and elegant atmosphere rushed over. Such a grand square in front of the gate, without losing its grandeur. The princess is looking forward to the new life. In the future, I can go to school with Shifu. I will definitely cultivate well. Stone Zhuowu also set a flag saying, "I will practice swordsmanship in the Cultivate room every day and become a great hero as soon as possible." Of course, our old farmer also needs to take good care of the fields after experiencing so many twists and turns. The group finally arrived at the lost Immortal Square in Infinite. Lu Ming was worried that they were tired and wanted to take them to rest, but everyone was eager to see what the school for their future life was like. Then Lu Ming instructed a senior student named Wang Ming. He asked Wang Ming to show them around the campus. The princess originally thought Infinite was just an ordinary school, but now it seems quite impressive. So she wants to go see the dormitories first. Then several people's heads were floated by a crow-emitting ellipsis. Several people were directly dumbfounded. The princess couldn't help it. The house is so run down. Wang Ming coughed awkwardly. When our courtyard was renovated 2 years ago, the budget was used up after completing the entrance plaza. The princess took a look inside, and surprisingly, it was still a large common dormitory. And there were cockroaches running all over the floor. Stone Shuwu had a good attitude, although it was a bit rudimentary, but it was still fine to live in. As long as there is a cultivation room, it's fine. Can senior brother take me to have a look? Wang Ming agreed, but when I saw a drop of sweat on his face, I knew that the situation was not good. Old Stone's head was hit by another flying crow. Stone Shuwu, with a good mindset, was also dumbfounded. Is this still called a house? It's all worn out mosaic, okay? Wang Ming also reminded him to be careful, as this house is over 200 years old and filled with antiques inside. The two of them openly expressed their desire to drop out of school. Water Xiaoling is after all a mature woman, and he thinks he can manage it, but she usually needs a large amount of medical art, so the bookshelves. Okay, another crow flew by. So the dropout group has added another member. Or should I say Old Farmer is quite content. Don't you guys set your standards too high? Just having land to plant is enough. This time it's quite generous. All these hundreds of acres are assigned to Old Farmer. But when he took a look at the soil quality, the soil here is even more barren than the land in Dalyua Mountain, where his grandmother lives. Dropping out of school and leaving the army has left Wang Ming completely at a loss. Only one person doesn't understand the idea of these for people wanting to drop out of school. That person is Jiyoshi. Isn't the environment here pretty good? And yet it's not starving people to death. How good is that? The school dormitory is a basic building with large bunk beds. The training room is even older with mosaic peeling off. Even the small request of Old Farmer to cultivate the land. The land here cannot even meet the basic requirements. It is truly too barren. It's time for dinner. In the bowl, there are only 3 pieces of braised pork belly. Little Jiyoshi just gulps it down. The princess is getting impatient. Where is the chef? Can he cook? I'll beat him to death, she said, and then ran towards the kitchen. No one could stop her. Only heard a clatter of pots and pans from that side. The princess ran back in tears. There are cockroaches in the kitchen too. Old Farmer asked how can this school still be open. Wang Ming is also embarrassed. We are relatively poor. Some who have studied here can't even afford the tuition fees. Those prestigious universities are supported by powerful families, while we can only rely on government subsidies. Besides subsidies, there are also cash rewards for the top 5 schools in the University League. However, Infinite's strength is still lacking, so it is generally unable to win. But the Vice Dean got involved this year, so we are sure to achieve a good ranking. The Vice Dean is very capable. He has been single-handedly supporting Infinite for years. Our talisman, sword arts, and medical art were all taught by him. He even works part-time and raises funds to subsidize the school. This stunned a few people. That sounds too strenuous. Wang Ming continued. The Vice Dean is very good to us, only asking us to focus on cultivating ourselves. We can only live up to his expectations through hard work. Upon hearing this, I also feel touched. And at the only well-decorated courtyard at the school's entrance, Lu Lian came and Lu Ming respectfully asked, Uncle, how come you're here? Lu Lian came to inform Lu Ming that there will be no more subsidies this year. You previously offended Snow Jinchuan by snatching students. That old guy is sure to retaliate. He used the excuse of an accident at the start of Infinite's school year to cut off the subsidies. Lu Ming was in a hurry. This is too unreasonable. The cause of the accident hasn't even been investigated. Lu Lian interrupted him, saying, "Blame it all on you. Infinite has no power or influence, letting him do as he pleases. Don't expect me to help. The Lu family doesn't want to clash with the Snow family. Lu Ming, you are a 3 stars martial lord, a member of our Lu clan. You had a bright future ahead. But why do you waste your time in this dilapidated academy for the poor students who cannot afford to study? I came here today hoping that you can seriously consider giving up on Infinite, which has no future." After Lu Lian left, Lu Ming walked away in a daze. But he didn't want to give up. Anyway, at least wait until the inter-school league. Suddenly someone called out to him. He turned around and saw Chu Skylight. He asked if he had finished touring the campus. Old Farmer said it was pretty good, the environment is very natural. Lu Ming also knows that the college is lousy. He felt very embarrassed and said, "I'm sorry to have troubled you." Old Farmer, on the other hand, nonchalantly remarked, "After looking around, I found that Infinite has beautiful surroundings, and the students are enthusiastic and friendly. It's just a little short on money. I do have a good way to make money. Would you like to hear it? The team that once turned Demon's Stronghold into Azure Mountain with green water. Can they once again rely on farming to revive this almost bankrupt poor school? Students are discussing the school's impending closure because they just heard that the school's subsidy has been canceled. Many students are attending school for the subsidy. Now that the incentive is gone, many people are thinking about dropping out." Suddenly someone shouted, "Hey! It looks like they are teaching farming over there." Vice Dean said Infinite will be self-reliant in the future. Those who excel in learning farm cultivation methods will receive scholarships. This made those students' eyes light up, and they all rushed over to see what was going on. I saw an instructor holding a bag of things packaged by Love Farm, introducing them as the excrement of swamp imp. Mix it into the soil, 50 kilograms per mu, and it can improve the soil quality. Stone Zhuwu seems a little happy. "Brother Chu, you still have demon's feces." Instructor proudly said, "Demon's feces is like black gold in my eyes. Before leaving Blackmire Stronghold, I filled up a whole ring with them." Getting praised by Stone Zhuwu, you truly deserve it. You have great foresight. Those ignorant students must be in a panic. Your storage container is filled with swamp imp feces. Instructor then distributed demon's feces to the students, explaining that the ring's storage capacity is limited and can only improve dozens of acres of land. All this land will be used to plant spiritual grass and herbs. Additionally, the spiritual chi here is thin, so the planting process requires manual input of spiritual power. Pay attention to the sneakiness of those who are secretly taking notes in their little books behind us. Still responsible for monitoring Old Farmer Hu Songlai. Instructor then summoned the elders of Blackmire Stronghold. He said to everyone, "I know that the conditions of Infinite are poor, and everyone is very disappointed. But poor conditions have never been an excuse for slackness. Thinking back, weren't we the same at Blackmire Stronghold? This is the development plan that Vice Dean and I discussed and formulated. Take a look. Currently, there is a shortage of teaching staff at Infinite, and many disciples are studying on their own without any systematic approach. I want to promote agricultural cultivation methods to develop the economy and help everyone progress together." Suddenly, Hao Gung and his group seemed to see that beam of light again. Instructor continued the speech. "We want to spread the glorious ideals of Blackmire Stronghold. You should believe in me as you follow into Infinite, believe in yourselves. We can turn Blackmire Stronghold into Azure Mountain's green waters and make Infinite rise. Unity, fairness, and eternity are always our goals. We will rewrite the history of Infinite. Does everyone have confidence?" The crowd is excited, raising their arms and shouting loudly. The princess looked at the surrounding crowd full of confidence. She thought to herself, "Sherfu is really amazing. With just a few words, He motivated everyone. I must become someone like Shifu. The Infinite students looked on in confusion at this group of people who seemed to be energized as if they had been injected with chicken blood. Can this farming cultivate really work? And Goda, not sure if it's because his head has been pinched, has been studying love farm manure and then touched it and tasted a bit. Bitter face twitching. I said, buddy, you have to let Lao Ba taste this. Hu Songlai just happened to see it and didn't know if he should record it. The instructor organized a special seminar on the poverty situation of Infinite. He also provided clear guidance that our main goal at this stage is to make money. The Department of Education organized students into groups of 5, studying the cultivation of spiritual grass and herb. Sell all the grown spiritual herbs? How Gung asked. Sell them all? Don't we keep some for personal use? Isn't the beginning of all things difficult? Without funds, various plans cannot be implemented. We can only sell them. Teacher Lu also took on more than 100 tasks at the escort agency, which should also earn some money. Wang Ming cried when he heard this. The princess was stunned. Hao Gung was speechless. Hao Gung suddenly had an idea. We can borrow money from home. We have money at home. The instructor had thought about this a long time ago, but now helping Infinite is going against the Snow family. Let's not make things difficult for our own families. Besides, your parents may even prefer Infinite to shut down so that you can have a better place to go. Hearing this, the princess pouted. Indeed, both Brother Ah and the Father Emperor don't want me to go to Infinite. Then the instructor arranged the next step of the plan. The research department should pay attention to the fact that Infinite is mostly saline alkali land. We need to enhance the salt tolerance of crops. And outside the window, Hu Songlai has been staring at instructor day and night without distinction. He didn't expect that Chu Skylight really just wanted to farm. Detailed notes on instructor's daily routine are recorded in the notebook. This guy hasn't been active since entering the academy. Lord 3500 said. The chosen one has 3 major features. Strong strength and a love for the limelight. Firstly, the first one doesn't fit at all. Chu Skylight is a 5-stars martial master, and he only loves farming. All the opposite sex around him are all infatuated with him. The second observation both fits and doesn't quite fit. 3. There are divine power items. As for this item, he didn't use it even though it was so dangerous on the deserted island before. Is this person really the chosen one? Forget it. Let's just keep an eye on him and wait for instructions from Lord 3500. So the instructor watched as he farmed. Instructor started a fishing business, and he watched as well. Even instructor couldn't take it anymore. Motherfucker, are you sick? You don't have to watch me even when I poop. Does he think I wouldn't notice him? The alarm goes off with a sizzle as soon as you approach me. Brother's system is also drunk. He thinks his level is higher than yours, so logically you wouldn't be able to detect him. Now the whole school is working hard to make money. This lazy guy doesn't work and sneakily comes to monitor me. This can't go on. I need to come up with a plan. Hi. Here I am. Today is another day full of routines. See how I disabled that spy. During lunch, I deliberately said loudly that I want to find a secretary because there are too many things to do every day and I am really overwhelmed. The sister with blonde hair said, Don't we still have a few people to help you? I frowned and said, You all have your own things to do. It's not good to always bother you. She doesn't mind at all, saying that she is very happy to be with me every day. This happened to be heard by Hu Songlai behind her. He thought to himself, If I become secretary, I can openly keep an eye on Chu Skylight. And I can also know his movements and plans. It's simply perfect. So he volunteered to take on the role of secretary. I'm actually very happy, but a few girls are not happy. Who are you? Why are you competing with us for Teacher Chu? Are you doing a good job as a secretary? I'll act as a mediator with this smile. Don't argue because of me. You three help me late into the night every day, which doesn't comply with our 4-hour work system. Brother who is willing to help, which is a good thing. Then brother who will be appreciated for the help. Then I'll leave these to you, Chu Skylight said, looking at the desk piled with documents. He fell silent, while a few girls beside him kept urging, "This is only half a day's workload. You must finish it all today. In the future, you need to plan Teacher Chu's daily schedule well. Organize all the documents submitted by all departments before giving them to him." Then they ominously threatened him. "Since you took our positions, you must do it well. Got it? If you don't do a good job or want to resign, don't blame us for being ruthless." Chu Skylight, who was frightened, quickly ran to work. Someone delivered a proposal at midnight, and he used both hands to work on it without finishing. He spends the whole day carrying documents and running around. In just 2 days, her eyes were already full of bloodshot veins. He only realized something was wrong when he finally had time. Wasn't I supposed to keep an eye on Chu Skylight? Of course, this is all the result of the perfect performance by me and a few sisters. A lot of work was delegated, and they are also very happy. This idiot brought it upon himself. I won't stop until I've squeezed every last drop out of you. My name is Chu Skylight. I had originally thought that I could settle down and farm peacefully in the new school. But who knew that this place is so poor that even the principal has to deliver takeout? So I came up with a solution. We have to make money by running advertisements. After secretary had been busy for 2 days and went to the hospital, Hao Gung excitedly ran over to me and said, "Look at this. This is the newly cultivated salt-alkali-tolerant rice. If it can be put into production, we will be able to achieve food self-sufficiency. I am also very happy that I no longer have to sell spiritual grass to buy food." Then I instructed the learning department to follow up on the Dan refining plan, which can now begin. The money earned will be given to the publicity department to buy reflecting stones for us to shoot advertisements. Old Sunflower Princess Cafeteria is now open. Today we are making oh no. I cut my hand. Hao Gung hurried over when he heard the sound. "Princess, why are you so careless?" The princess said it's okay. Just cut the major artery, not a big deal. Hao Gung took out a bottle of something. Don't neglect minor injuries. You might as well try the Blackmire Stronghold Blood Clotting Dan. Jialan Water Family's exclusive secret formula. Containing 74 precious medicinal ingredients. Specially formulated for individuals practicing immortal cultivation. Sweet and pleasant taste. No refrigeration required. Both internal and external use yield extraordinary effects. Even if your head falls off, it can still stop bleeding. You can't see what's behind, you can't see. Wow. The princess's hand healed in an instant. Blackmire Stronghold Blood Clotting Dan, the Dan of Life, the Dan of Protection. When purchasing, please look for the Infinite Academy logo. When the advertisement is finished. When everyone is reviewing together, everyone really can't hold it in anymore. All the students from a school mobilized to sell medicine. Even the princess and the noble son designated by the heavens are advertising. And on the other side, the Snow family. Snow Zhenchuan brought his well-behaved granddaughter, Snow Moran, over to inquire about her recent situation at Sacred Moon. Snow Moran stated that she has been devoted to cultivating. Snow Zhenchuan reminded her to focus on her cultivation. You are the heir of the Snow family. You cannot only focus on cultivation. You also need to learn about social interactions. Communicate more with Ishan in your daily life. She is your fiancée. Moran could only force a smile as he accepted Snow Zhenchuan's words. When the Infinite School closes down, the princess and the 2 young members of the Stone family will also come. At that time, Sacred Moon will need to interact more with them. Moran immediately felt something was wrong. Closed down? The recent situation of Infinite seems to be quite good. The reason is this: the recently popular product, Blackmire Stronghold Blood Clotting Dan. It has amazing effects, an affordable price, and even the princess said it's great after trying it. Now, with every purchase, you'll receive 1 pack of Infinite Chivalrous Essence Powder for brain and calcium supplement. The promotional materials also include that unbearable segment with the princess in the advertisement. The novel way of promotion dazzles everyone, and even the seemingly unreliable advertisement makes people eager to give it a try. More and more shops are opening, and business is getting better and better. As the saying goes, with great popularity comes many criticisms. Some people are envious of this booming business and criticize it, saying that this school won't last long, and they should switch to selling medicine. The princess does not focus on cultivating herself and instead participates in shooting these things, which truly brings shame to the royal family. There are various opinions, both negative and positive, but they still can't stop the business from being prosperous. On the other hand, the abacus is clacking noisily. He is just a tool. Hu Songlai has aged a lot in just a few days. After a moment, everyone started cheering except for him, because he had made a profit of 158,700 this month. Then I arranged to distribute the scholarships to students from disadvantaged families and those with outstanding performance. All departments should submit their budgetary projects to Secretary Hu as soon as possible. Secretary Hu rolled his eyes directly. Then I took out a piece of paper. These are the new products that I have prepared in advance. I asked everyone to start producing and selling. Brother System is confused. Where did you get these messy ointment formulations from? This is just a household product I developed in Daluo Mountain. Let's make a quick profit while no one has seen the sales approach here yet. Someone suddenly shouted anxiously at me. Teacher Chu! Something happened! The entire school worked together to sell medicine, and had just made some money when something happened. People from the neighboring academy suddenly came and bullied the students. Many people have already gathered at the spot where students were injured in the seaport area, only to see a person with extremely arrogant green hair saying, "It really lives up to being a poor school, everywhere exuding a cheap and foul smell." Then he directly ordered his followers to continue their actions. Goda shouted, "Fighting privately between schools is against the rules. Why do you have the right to hit people?" The green-haired guy smirked and said, "Hitting people? I'm just upholding justice." My brother took Infinite's blood-clotting pill and started bleeding uncontrollably. You have evil intentions. Selling poison under the guise of Water Family's secret formula. Shouldn't they be exposed? Although they were beaten up by the Goda, they firmly denied that blood-clotting Dan was poison. Then the man with green hair finally showed his true intentions. He said if it wasn't poison, then show the prescription. Without evidence, how can I believe you? Goda, although his head was squeezed flat, is not really stupid. But due to his lack of strength, he could only curse and complain about them bullying people. Who would have thought that these words would make the green-haired man even more arrogant? He grabbed Goda's hair and insidiously said, "I am bullying you. Do you dare to fight back? You pauper!" Then he ordered his henchmen, "Beat him up! If he doesn't hand over the secret recipe, beat him to death." Suddenly, a heavy punch landed on the face of the green-haired man. This punch caused his nose to bleed profusely, tears streaming down due to the pain. "Who dares to hit me, young master?" I innocently expressed myself. "Didn't you say to beat him to death?" "I'm just following your advice. I see him bleeding so pitifully. Quickly give him a blood-clotting pill." The amazing hemostatic effect made him subconsciously say, "Amazing! I am also happy. It's very effective, right?" Then punched him in the face again. "Then you damn well say my family's blood-clotting Dan is poisonous. This guy is crying and screaming. Do you dare to hit me? Do you know who I am?" The princess and several others walked over with serious expressions. "Infinite is causing trouble again. Do they really think we are pushovers?" Someone said I am selling fake medicine. I will go up and just throw a few punches, Then the princess steps in. Grabbing the troublemaker who is still bleeding profusely from the nose, he quickly begs for mercy. His Highness is angry, but I didn't come here to cause trouble. I, Sacred Moonjuyu, have recently received a lot of controversy over this blood-clotting Dan. Many people who have taken it experience adverse reactions. I think Infinite must be using your reputation to make money. That's why they have disclosed the secret formula to maintain your reputation. The princess naturally did not believe this attempt to sow discord and sternly reprimanded him. Juyu was not flustered at all, and stated that the second prince is already investigating this matter. Following the incident with the school spaceship, now this matter has escalated, and the Ministry of Rights is prepared to revoke Infinite's educational qualifications. This statement shocked everyone. I didn't expect those people to be so ruthless either, causing everyone to be on edge. At this moment, a voice came from behind. Infinite will not have their educational qualifications revoked. Only to see Lu Ming rushing back. He said, I just came back from the Ministry of Rights. After discussing, as long as Infinite enters the top 3 in this year's academic league, the school qualification will not be revoked. His Highness the First Prince is willing to guarantee for Infinite. The princess heard this, and knew that it must be the older brother looking out for her. She felt touched in her heart. At this time, Juyu started to mock. Top 3 ranks? Don't talk about the top 3 ranks. You haven't even made it to the preliminaries, right? Do you think a few top students can turn the tables? The University League has team competitions. With your average strength, it's quite laughable. I'd say you might as well hand over the secret formula to Second Prince. He might show you some mercy online. He then bowed to the princess and said, Your Highness, these pests are not worthy of you at all, don't you think so? The princess's face darkened. This guy is clueless and even dared to say, I am here today to deliver a message to the Second Prince. Infinite's actions have harmed the interests of the aristocratic families. Its days are numbered. Behave and go to the sacred moon. That's where you truly belong. The princess then coldly spoke. Do you know? I detest 2 kinds of people the most. One is lawn thingy, those kind of opportunistic villains. The other kind is people like you, who rely on power and have the brains of a pig. The princess's eyes turned red. The result is, and there is an extra piece of rope on the doorplate of Infinite Academy, hanging below it. All of them are the people who caused trouble with Juyu. On the signboard of the poorest school in the world, there are actually 5, 6, 7, 8 seriously injured aristocratic children hanging on it. What's going on? Originally, the impoverished school had no study funds. Students worked together, planting crops together, producing spiritual herb. The situation has just started to improve. Those elite schools are secretly causing trouble. They even want to cancel Infinite's school qualification. How can this princess endure it? She directly arranged for them to meet their maker. What she hates most is threats, especially using Lanfani to threaten. Then the students spontaneously organized a monkey watching activity, but what the hell are you blushing for? The princess is here to find me for credit, Sherfu. Do you see how well I tied? You must give a thumbs up. Awesome. Looks like you've been practicing well. How Gung is confused. What have you been teaching me? Just this method seems not to have gained the approval of those older students. They still whisper that we are too impulsive. The princess is naturally not afraid, but these common people are afraid of being resented by the Zhu family. Some even say since they can't enter the top 3 anyway, they might as well just hand over the secret formula. The princess got angry when she heard it. What's wrong with you all? I'm trying to help you, and you say it's meddling. Hand over the secret formula? Do you have any backbone? They carefully tried to calm the princess down. We really can't afford to offend those people. Being beaten, we just endure and move on. It won't affect our cultivation. We are used to it. You helped us today, but once you leave, we will likely be bullied even more. The princess is angry. These people really have no integrity at all. At this moment, Lu Ming walked over and said, "Your Highness, please calm down first. I have an important matter to discuss. Please follow me." Today, in the end, explain to everyone why the princess is into SM. Oh no. Why the princess would be bound. How Gung, Chief Guard, envisioned bondage. Actually, real teaching looks like this. However, there is still a big misunderstanding. How Gung's face flushed red. She shouted, "Teacher Chu, you are too arrogant." She turned around and ran away. Do you know how to rapidly improve strength? You dare to believe that the method is to plant crops? The school forces all members to plant crops for the competition. If the school cannot enter the top 3, the school's qualification to operate will be revoked. So Lu Ming found Princess and her group, and the princess was very positive after hearing this. She couldn't stand the arrogant face of that Jew guy for a long time, and she must punch his face again. This relieved Lu Ming. After all, the students of Infinite were not very enthusiastic about this. With you guys here, the situation is much better. If you decide to join, I will start a special training session in a few days. Please take a look at the plan. The first item scared a few of us. A theory class at 5 to 7 in the morning. The University League first conducts a group competition with 30 participants. The top 14 universities will then qualify for the 7-person elite competition. Results are based on comprehensive scores. In my dream, Lu Ming's voice has been echoing around me. Brother System is poking me to wake me up. Listen in class. Can you please try harder? I mumble, it's now 5:30. I usually wake up at 7. Brother System really has no options left, cursing like a useless guy. It has to rely on me. So it took out a small notebook and began to jot down what Lu Ming said. 63 students willing to participate in the competition this year. 30 representatives from among you will be selected to compete on behalf of Infinite, which will determine Infinite's fate. My expectations for you are not just the top 3, but to come in first. Only by coming in first can Infinite truly turn things around. The team that comes in first this year will qualify to enter Sword Burial Valley. Upon hearing this, Stone Zhuowu became invigorated. Sword Burial Valley is located in the west of the Divine Empire, and was once the location of the Sacred Sword Pavilion. Countless powerful beings, upon ascending, have placed their precious artifacts in Sword Burial Valley as opportunities for future generations. Many people are very excited, even if they cannot obtain the recognition of the weapons. Just taking a look inside is worth it in this lifetime. Stone Zhuowu is also determined to strive for the top. But what he said next made me wide awake. He mentioned that the team that gets first place will receive a prize of $5 million. $5 million. We must strive for first place. The $5 million prize has jolted me awake as if from a deathbed. We must aim for first place. The momentum pleases Lu Ming a lot. The most important thing now is to elevate your level. Taking Sacred Moon as an example, all the team members in the group competition are 2 stars Grand Martial Masters or above, but our highest rank is 3 stars Grand Martial Master, and there are still many people at the Martial Master stage. 5 stars is a level, and for each stage advancement, a skill is gained. We are at a significant disadvantage in battles, because we lack the Grand Martial Master skill compared to our opponents. Oops. Upgrades and skills for the first time I've heard of it. The brother system is in a state of panic. I'll consider the card I gave you as your skill. Main skill, Bluff, has a cooldown of 3 years. Warrior skill, Voice of Enchantment, has a cooldown of 1 day. Who wouldn't be upset with such long cooldown times? He actually motivated me in a roundabout way. So hurry up and level up. How long have you been stuck at 5 stars Martial Master? Others are already Grand Martial Masters. Leveling up will reduce the cooldown, won't it? Saying useless things. My grandpa is the reliable one. Lu Ming mentioned that he researched agricultural cultivation methods, which are very suitable for leveling up and solidifying the foundation. So today's training is to cultivate 50 acres per person. 50 acres. Because of soil issues, seeds need to absorb soil power to ensure their survival rate. People are already exhausted after plowing just 50 acres of land. People also need to continuously generate soil power. Then he ordered the water elementalists to fish without using tools, purely manipulating with soul power, aiming for 1,000 fish. The earth and wood elementalists were tasked to build 10 dormitories using soul power manipulation as well. This is a challenging training method. Whoever hears about it would probably just roll their eyes. So, like most people, I began plowing the field with a lot of effort. The most miserable of them all is Chu Skylight. I was already close to squeezing him dry, and he felt like he wouldn't survive much longer. Yet, he never forgot to keep an eye on me every minute and every second. Brother System is leisurely fanning himself and mocking me. Don't you like farming? Hurry up and start planting. Turning hobbies into duties no longer makes them hobbies, okay. I am not old stone either. Chu Skylight, working really boosts one's spirits. To talk about the god of farming land, it has to be Stone Zhuowu. The shadows were left by his swift hoeing. I really envy Old Stone's physical strength. Suddenly Lu Ming appeared, clapping his hands to cheer me on. Chu, don't lose focus. Focus on cultivating your soul power. When exhausted, just take the Dan pill to replenish. Then he moved instantaneously to the water element side, keeping his body in a high-load state constantly. Then it's the earth and wood element. Keep it up, keep it up. Brother Goda is almost exhausted like a zombie. Is he really not possessed by demons? There are cries for help everywhere during the day. The training didn't stop until late at night. I didn't even want to eat and just collapsed on the table. The princess also shed tears and complained. This special training is killing us. We grilled 10,000 fish, and there's still a theory class. Later, we have to meditate and sit quietly. Are they trying to exhaust us to death? Water Shaoling sat next to Stone Zhuowu, who was so exhausted that his hands trembled while eating, and said, After all, there is a huge gap between us and other academies. Master Lu Ming is also not having an easy time. The teaching staff at Infinite has always been insufficient, with many leaving recently. Now, there is only him capable of leading the special training class. I don't know if he can hold on. I am lying on the table. I heard this with thoughtful consideration.